Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW Fan Zone Show. I am Stuart Sternberg, and I am joined by Lottie Ferguson, John Maloney, Darlene Nagy, and Kurt. And tonight, Lottie is going to talk to us about her latest trip, the dietary obstacles or menus that you had to deal with on and off your trip down here to Florida, along with mobility issues that you may have come across on your trip. And John recently came back from a trip, so he might mention a thing or two about his trip during the course of this show. So let's get into it. Lottie, you're back how many days now?
Uh, Four.
And you brought a present home for yourself.
I did. I brought COVID home from Disney. You should. I am an avid proponent of wearing masks, and I thought I had it all covered. And every time we went inside, I made sure I put my mask on. But I think I don't know if I forgot my hand sanitizer or didn't pull it up fast enough, or what. I don't know. But everybody else is fine. I'm just really, really congested. Otherwise, I'm good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling okay, but we want you to feel much better. So hopefully you'll get over this very, very quickly.
Yeah, you want extra time off after your vacation, but this is not quite how
Not this way.
It's not quite how I'm playing it.
Yeah. So on your vacation, you made the mistake of going to Universal.
Did.
I say that half jokingly. I'm not. For those listening who are Universal fans, I apologize, but I am not a Universal fan. So you went to Universal, and how did you find that park compared to Disney?
So there are some distinct differences. I am more of a Disney fan than I'm a Universal fan, but there are some advantages that Universal has that Disney probably should start paying a little bit of attention to, especially with their third park coming in. Um, we stayed at Adventura Bay, and they have inexpensive family suites, $159 a night, and all five of us could stay in the same room comfortably. We didn't have to ask for a rollaway. There weren't any trundle beds. Kyle and I had a king size bed with the nice little privacy curtain, and then there were twin beds, and then there was another sofa, and the kids had their own televisions, and the bathroom was huge. I really want Disney to do family suites better. I've stayed at Art of Animation in the Lion King suites twice, and while those are very nice, um, I gotta say that Universal just does family suites better than Disney does. Um, yeah.
I was going to say, I know I have friends that stayed at Out of Animation. They have five in their family. They still end up getting two rooms because it's just not comfortable in there, they said. And at $400 a piece, roughly, come on.
Yeah. I know when my family stayed at the family suites at Disney, they gave the master bedroom to her mother, and they all slept in the living room.
Hmm.
It's not a family friendly suite at all. If you
It's
take like an in-law with you.
yeah, it's great if you got a couple people, but once you get to families our size,
Hmm.
Right.
Universal just does it better.
Yep.
What Universal does not do better is food. Disney's got Universal
Yep.
beat on the food. Although I did find it interesting that there's a couple of ice cream spots that had Dole Whips, and out of allegiance to Disney, I refused to buy Dole Whip at Universal. uh, but yeah, the my kids immediately pointed out that the food is always better at Disney. Um, they wouldn't even try the green eggs and ham. They said it just looks disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Cease landing. They're not touching the green eggs and ham. Um, uh, uh, if you put two new coasters side by side, Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure versus Cosmic Rewind. Cosmic Rewind is great, but I have not done a better coaster in all of my coaster years. Living 4 hours from Cedar Point, there is not a better coaster right now than Velocicoaster.
I've heard that.
It
I'm
is
not a coaster
it's amazing.
person, so
And then the other thing that I really enjoyed was the water park. While I have not been to Blizzard Beach, Volcano Bay is far and away a better water park than Typhoon Lagoon. Yeah,
I've heard that.
except for the food. You know, it's they don't Universal doesn't have the food. Just they don't have it. There's a lot of chain restaurants, Cowfish, Bubba Gump, a Hard Rock. You know, they're all chain restaurants, and so it just isn't as cool to dine at City Walk or in the parks.
yeah, and with chain restaurants, you generally don't get the same type of service you would at a Disney-run restaurant.
No, you certainly don't have the same service, but also it's stuff that you can get at home. I mean,
Right.
Rainforest Cafe is the exception at Disney, and you know, Earl of Sandwich maybe, but
Well, let's not disparage Earl of Sandwich.
no, it's a chain restaurant. It's a chain. So
I've never seen it around here.
Oh, there's one in our airport in Detroit.
Who wants to go to the airport to pick up a
Exactly, right. But you know, it's the food is much better. My kids pointed it out. All of the quick service, not actually, there wasn't anything on the quick service menu that I've had over the last couple trips to Universal that I would even care to eat again. Like it was. I make better at home.
If you go to Universal and you want to get some good food, go off property and go to Disney Springs.
There you go.
Pretty much.
Can you compare their version of the front of the line pass versus the Genie Plus? Did you ever?
Oh, yeah, it's a lot more. It's a lot more expensive. If you stay at one of the deluxe hotels, we'll say, I can't remember what they call their high-end hotels, but if you stay at one of the deluxe hotels, the Express Pass is included. But that generally equates to about $300 more a night. And it's unlimited access to the express lane. So you can go as many times as you want. However, it does not include any of the more popular rides like Velocicoaster or Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, which is the reason why people want those express passes. Hagrid's first thing in the morning. We didn't get to ride Hagrid's. Hagrid's first thing in the morning is a 130-minute wait if you get there an hour before the park opens.
Now, speaking of express passes, if you want an express pass for your next Disney vacation, you've got to go with Mouse Fan Travel. You know, they will, even if you want to go to Universal, Mouse Fan Travel can help you out there too, but stay with Disney. So, you know what, Mouse Fan Travel agents, they know everything about, like, all the questions you guys are asking now about Universal compared to Disney. Mouse Fan Travel agents have the answers to all these questions. They've been there. They've done that. They can help you put together a vacation package no matter where you want to go, whether it's Disney World, Disneyland, an Adventure by Disney, a Disney cruise, anywhere in the world. Doesn't have to be Disney or Universal. It could be someplace else. They help everybody out, and you're special to them because you're special to yourself and your family and your friends, whoever you're traveling with, and they make you feel like a king and queen when you're on vacation with the wonderful packages they have for you and your family or friend, however you want to go, or even if you want to do a solo trip. They do it all, and they do it all just for you, your way, the only way. And to find out more information about Mouse Fan Travel, go to www.mousefantravel.com. That is www.mousefantravel.com. So Lottie, the food, you know, clearly it's always better at Disney. We all know that, right? And if you don't know that, you should know that. But how about special needs and dietary requests that you might have at Universal compared to Disney?
They were accommodating, but they weren't as accommodating as they were at Disney.
You had to grease somebody's palm to get the food you want.
Say that again.
You had to grease somebody's palm to get the food you want.
No, Kyle just had to order. Kyle just had to order differently. He mentioned that he had a seafood allergy, and at one particular restaurant, the shrimp and the fries were fried in the same oil, and so the flat out told him he couldn't get French fries that day, so he had to get tortilla chips with his burger.
Not at Disney. They won't.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
You have to watch other cruise lines as well. They do that by mistake.
Yeah, but normally if you say something to folks, they'll tell you. But French fries, it seems to be that's a pretty common item, and a seafood allergy is pretty common. I don't know why on earth they would fry shrimp in the same oil as.
They should have different vats.
It should be, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think even McDonald's does it in different vats now, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
My aunt did it way back in the day at her restaurant. She had a fish fry one and she had a fry one.
Well, among other reasons, it's just you don't want your fries to taste fishy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't want my fish to taste fishy.
Well, that's true too.
My family owned fish restaurants, and that's just what they did. They always fried the fish and the fries in separate oil. You never put them together.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think they were just lazy at Universal.
Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, other than that, Kyle has a seafood allergy. Ava has peanuts and tree nuts. She was upset. There's a pretty well-known restaurant in City Walk that I won't name that serves decadent chocolate desserts. Ava left the night before her birthday crying because she couldn't get anything because they told her cross-contamination. We can't guarantee that there won't be any nuts in anything, and so she left the restaurant crying because she could not have dessert.
Wow.
Did you take her to Gideon's? There's a Gideon's in downtown Orlando.
We did not take her to Gideon's, but we did take her to Planet Hollywood a couple nights later, and she got the milkshake she wanted without nuts.
Well, there you go.
Oh, good.
Yeah. What kind of milkshake was it?
It was one of those over-the-top milkshakes with all of the giant cookie pieces and the big piece of cake on top and the whipped cream, and she wanted one so bad, and they said we can't promise that there are no nuts here. We can't make them separate.
With all the stuff, but they could at Planet Hollywood. Wow.
Yeah, and so she left crying. She was pretty upset.
So which one did she get at Planet Hollywood?
She got the chocolate one at Planet Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, she got the chocolate one, and then her cousin got the strawberry one, and Charlotte got the I don't know if you can see it. Charlotte got the
look at those.
Wow.
Oh,
for those watching, you're seeing three very beautiful young ladies with three amazing shakes in front of them.
Look at that smile on her face.
I know, right?
She was so happy that Disney was able to accommodate her. When the cast member got to the table to take the order, she just she held up the menu, and she had like these big eyes, like she was gonna just drop crocodile tears at any minute, and she pointed at it. And she said, "Are there any nuts in here?" And he said, "No, we don't have any nuts at all in our restaurant." And her face just lit up. She was so happy that she could get the milkshake.
That's going to be my new favorite restaurant because they accommodated her.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have to do anything special. They truly don't have nuts.
They
in anything.
said they did not have them there. Planet Hollywood gets a bad rap, and I really wish that people would give Planet Hollywood a second chance. It is crowded in there, but then they put her name. They put "Happy Birthday Ava" up on the big screen, and then they put her.
Nice.
She had a really good experience there, as opposed to unfortunately leaving another restaurant in tears.
Aren't they? They're under new management now, aren't they? The Planet Hollywood.
It's been.
It's
It's been
yeah.
for a
That's
minute,
what I
yeah.
mean.
It's like the Tiki Room under new
Under
management.
new management. Well, hopefully it's better than that.
Yeah. Wow.
That is good to know, though.
Now, I assume when you went to Disney that they were very accommodating and you had no issues with food, that they were able to give everybody what they wanted, how they wanted it.
Well, not totally. Yeah, I haven't mentioned this on the podcast before, but right after our cruise, I got diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, and so this was the first trip where I've had to not only manage my husband and my daughter's allergies, but a completely different diet for me, low carb, no sugar, and so that was that was quite a challenge. I probably should have done a little bit more research before I left, especially, given the restaurants that we were visiting. But we did Steakhouse 71 for breakfast, which should not be slept on. If you have not gone to Steakhouse 71 for breakfast, it is really good. If they bring the cheesy potatoes downstairs from Chef Mickey's, I would never go to Chef Mickey's again. I would eat at Steakhouse 71. It was amazing. And so they were probably the most accommodating for all of us. But where am I gonna find no carb pancakes and Mickey waffles are off the table for me now. So it's just been a little weird trying to manage the parks and the food booths at Epcot and just a bunch of different other things with this new information.
If I were you, I would also stay away for Kyle's sake, the Columbia Harbor House. As of right now, the only thing available there that he can eat, that's what I was just looking up. The only thing available there that he can eat is what I had, and it was chicken fingers.
So he won't eat chicken. So what he did, was, we all ate at Columbia Harbor House. He got a to-go box from Cosmic Rays and just picked it over.
Yeah, they'll let you in. They don't care.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Wow. So were the chefs in the restaurant? Well, you had mostly counter service, I gather.
Well, we did a bit of both.
Okay, were they able to, when you told them that you're type 2 diabetic, were they able to accommodate you? And did they have suggestions for you and what you could and couldn't eat?
So type 2 diabetes is a whole lot more common than people realize that it is. And so folks are not as accommodating with diabetics. Now, allergies, yes, because somebody could go into anaphylaxis. You don't want an episode in your restaurant. Diabetic, my sugar could go up to like 300. And while I might have some blurred vision or a slurred speech for a minute, it's not going to really be a medical emergency. And so there isn't a whole lot that folks tend to do. So they point me to some items on the menu that are low carb. You take the salmon and the mixed vegetables as opposed to the salmon with the rice pilaf. But no, there isn't a whole lot. I just have to be smarter about my choices.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Disney will see that, because I'm sure there are several people that go through those gates on a daily basis that are in the same boat as you. And I know that, they try to be as accommodating as they possibly can. And maybe, if somebody at Disney hears this show, maybe they'll just pay a little more attention to it.
And that's interesting because I'm looking through the menu and you've got the allergy friendly, such as the gluten wheat allergy, the egg allergy, the milk allergy. You'd think they could, peanut and tree nut allergy. They could toss something in there. They even got soy allergy, which all of these things I'm allergic to.
But you know what, Kurt, in Disney's defense, until something comes to their attention, and I'm not saying that this hasn't, but until it becomes something that is more common, you can't fault them for any of this.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing what they can for so many people, so many different dietary conditions and restrictions. You can't expect them to cover it all, but they try their best.
They might just say follow the gluten-free one.
Gluten-free doesn't work. Gluten-free doesn't necessarily mean carb-free.
Right,
That's
and
true.
they may not be, just like you said, they may not be informed. So, until they're informed as to what, because I'm not, I'll be honest with you, I don't know much about it myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mickey waffles are off the table. Sugar. It would be nice to have sugar-free syrup for pancakes if I chose to eat them.
I thought I've seen that.
You can get eggs.
I think I've seen sugar-free.
I've seen sugar-free.
Yeah, you can ask for it.
I did not see sugar-free. We only went to breakfast twice.
Okay.
Either the service breakfast. I didn't see sugar-free.
I think you have to ask for it, but they do have sugar-free.
Yeah, we saw it in the quick service breakfast area wherever we were at.
Mm-hmm.
There.
If you're looking for low carb or no carb, there's eggs, which you can make all sorts of ways, bacon, sausage, as long as it's not maple sausage. But you have to read ingredients. That's the unfortunate part. It's meat, which is all protein and low carb or no carb.
Yeah, you're familiar with that, Stuart, because you follow a strict diet.
Yeah, but not for diabetic reasons.
No, but
I try to stay low carb to lose weight. Although I'll tell you, for the last month, with having family in and out of this house, it's been a nightmare. We're doing a reboot come July 5th. Actually, July 6th.
Gotta have time for leftovers. You gotta eat the leftovers.
So July 6th, we're doing a reboot on our diet and trying to cut out carbs as much as we can.
It was.
So if there's anything I can help you with, I it's not going to be perfect because we don't watch we watch our sugar, because low carbs means you're watching your sugar, but we don't purposely stay away from sugar when we're eating carbs.
Yeah,
I
love John's face.
Yeah,
there were a couple of times where I fell off the wagon, just because I had to. While we were at Animal Kingdom, I have to have the Dole Whip with rum, and then they have this the lions, and it's the lions layer and scars layer. I can't remember which one is which, but it's got with the pineapple Dole Whip, they have the coconut rum, and then a sour apple syrup that goes over the top of it. Was so much sugar, but it was delicious.
And where was that?
In Africa at the Tamu.
Yeah, that is so good with the coconut rum.
I haven't tried that yet. Huh.
Yeah. So I fell off the wagon a couple times, and then of course, when I hit the Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot, that I just didn't pay attention. I ate everything I wanted to eat.
And you did okay.
Yeah, I was okay. Yeah. Well, but so if we switch and go to mobility issues, I feel like I'm a 92-year-old woman right now.
I'm sorry. Before we get into mobility issues now, if you and kind of there, but not there yet. If you're walking around a lot, exercise, and you get a lot of exercise at Disney, that will lower your sugar levels.
It will, but by the time we got to Epcot, my foot wasn't having it, and so I was in an electric scooter. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So now let's get into the mobility.
Yeah. So you guys remember that I was I had a knee scooter on the cruise.
Yeah.
And I've been doing great. Physical therapy's been going wonderful. My surgeon says, "Hey, you're going to Disney. You should be just fine. Just take your ankle bracelet and make sure you got shoes with good arch support and all this other great stuff." And so for the first 3 days while we were at Universal, I was fine. And then by day 4, we got to Disney. I started getting a little sore, and then I was limping. And then Kyle rented a wheelchair for a couple days, and then the rest of the trip was $60 a day for ECB.
Yeah. And you know what? I give Kyle kudos. For renting that wheelchair, not because, it was a very kind thing for him to do for you, but because he or whoever else had to push it around. I know the wheelchairs at Disney World, they are not easy to push around.
No, they're not. I've done it.
Yeah. He did it for 2 days. And then after that, he was like, "Listen, lady,
You're on your
Yeah,
own.
too many Dole Whips. Get something with some batteries in it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Well, so what's
Yeah.
what's that like firsthand? I mean, I see people all the time.
Yeah.
What is it like to try to get around with one of those things?
The wheelchair or the ECV?
The
The
ECV.
ECV.
There are pictures on Kyle's phone that he said if he had Stuart's cell phone that he would have texted him those pictures of me, my face just in total disgust because I did not.
Oh, give Kyle my cell phone number, please.
Okay, hang on here. Where's Kyle?
I
Let me
did
find
not
Kyle.
want to be riding around in the ECV. I felt like it's bulky and I can't get to where I want to get to, all the places I want to get to, and then people just jump in front of you and they're not considerate at all.
And that horn isn't really a horn. Like, beep, beep,
No.
beep. No, they're like, what the heck is that?
But
So-
if you back up, all of Agrabah knows that you're back.
Yeah.
I was at Epcot when was I at Epcot? Monday?
Monday.
And there was an ECV coming. I saw it and I figured, okay, I got time to cut right through. And I did. I made it. But it's like the person had the right of way. And I was wrong. I admit it.
I'm the one who always
Fun to
gets
watch.
like hit from behind with them because apparently I must walk too slow.
Mm.
And we know me, I walk pretty fast.
Yeah, that's why I took the chance. I figured I know I can walk fast and cut through, and I did. But the person in ECV, I could see them making a face like, no. And it was not their fault. Like I said, it was my fault for just cutting through when they were really there.
Did you have to use that, or while you were using that, did you go through Galaxy's Edge at all?
Yes.
Okay.
How did that work?
It was okay. We didn't spend a lot of time in Galaxy's Edge. The queues, are you think those are like really tight turns coming through there, but those ECVs turn on a dime.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing, then you could whip through there pretty quickly, pretty easily.
You
I
probably could
see-
have just used a smart car.
I see the people running into the poles and everything. They just don't know what they're doing.
Didn't know how to steer.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's that. What's that? Finding Nemo, the Nemo and Friends one.
Mhm.
Oh, and it's so dark in there. Did you try going through there with it?
We did not do the living seas at all this trip.
Okay. Sad. Oh,
But
but
I mean,
understandable.
it was we did Cosmic Rewind with it, and so that was pretty back
Twisty
and
and
forth.
turvy, yeah.
Yeah. Little Mermaid, that one was pretty,
That's
twisty
got a
and
lot of
turvy.
turnabouts in it.
Right, that one does.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but no, you just park it, and then as long as you could, walk and transfer, which I didn't have a problem with, then they just park it to the side, and then you go back and get it. A little, after you exit the attraction. Would I do it again? In hindsight, I probably should have just did a third party rental and had one for the entire trip. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But it's hard to eat and drive one of those things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. They have some
People
that have-
do try to do it though.
Yes, they do. And drink. And when I say drink, I'm not talking about a milkshake. I'm talking about an alcoholic beverage.
They should put cup holders in those.
I was going to say, where's the cup holder?
You know what? Some do have them.
Some
I've
have
seen-
baskets.
Yes, I've seen the ones
Yeah.
with baskets.
Yeah.
When
Lottie,
you're
you could-
walking around, you don't have cup holders.
Lottie, you can actually go onto Amazon and order a cup holder for the next time you go down. So you can just clip it right onto your
You
car.
could probably order a little tray with the cup holder and a
I
little
am-
tray to put your food on it.
I am not gonna need this when I come back in November.
My neighbor has one, even clips on a fan. So he's got a fan on there.
That's, yeah.
Oh no! I am the youngest person here. I am not supposed to be the first person to have an electric scooter.
Uh,
No.
60 miles, 60 days. I don't, or 6 days. I'm sorry. We're averaging 10 miles a day. I don't know.
So do you think everything that you had to go through with your family there, do you think it took away from your vacation or their vacation at any point in time?
Okay, so let me tell you a secret.
Uh-oh.
Disney is my park, right? They don't belong there. I'm not bringing them next year. So
And after she told that beautiful story about the milkshake.
What?
Listen, they want to go over here. They want to go over here. We got to shop this. We got to buy this. We got to eat this. Like, no.
So you know
Calm
what?
down.
Let Kyle take the girls, and you go off on your own.
No.
We tried that. Remember,
sounds
we were in Hollywood
expensive.
Studios with her.
Yeah.
I can see Kyle just buying him a lot of stuff.
Everything.
Going, yeah,
He
come
would buy
on.
everything. He would
That
buy.
sounds expensive.
Yeah. You can't let
Lightsabers? Hey, let's get the double lightsabers. Yeah.
Right. No.
Now, Kyle did that for himself. He said Ava wanted it, but it was really him.
Pretty much. Yeah. I asked him this year. I was like, hey, last year it was just the two of us, and you did the lightsaber, and you did the droid building, and we went to Oga's. You didn't do any of that stuff this year? No. Not doing it this year, because then you got to buy 3 of them.
Yep.
Smart man.
And when he brought them back home, the kids didn't play with them anyway. So we knew if we brought them back and they saw that, they all 3 would want them, and they wouldn't play with them.
Right.
But Kyle would have 3 more.
Yeah.
Very true. They'd be over the top of your bed.
Yeah.
No. He actually took them to school. He's the robotics coach at his school. So
He took them to school and chopped off a few kids.
he took the one that he had to school. The lightsaber actually was at school, and the droid.
Nice.
Yeah. But no, the kids love it. We don't take the kids to the park every year. I think the last time they went was 3 years ago. I'll do a trip with one of them at a time. It's less expensive, and they all get to do what they want to do. Charlotte was upset because she is really into thrill rides, but Candace is not going close to anything faster than the teacups. She's just not. Ava, she got pretty scared on a couple of coasters, and so she's toned it back a bit. Where she's not sure. Like, she'll do Slinky Dog. She'll do Seven Dwarfs. She's not gonna do Rock and Roller Coaster. She did Everest. We rode Everest 4 times in a row, and there was no wait. They just kept going back and forth. My stomach was
4 times. Oh my gosh.
But Charlotte loved Velocicoaster. She cried because she couldn't do Hagrid. She wanted to do all the other thrill rides at Universal, but the other 3 girls that were with us, my 2 kids and my cousin's kid, they didn't want to do it.
Did you get to see the Finding Nemo show, the new one?
No, we missed it.
Oh my God, it is amazing. How about the Lion King?
Nope, Charlotte was crying because she missed the Lion King too. Our problem was that my cousins that went with us, it was their first trip, and so we were trying to see too much, and then we only had 1 park per day, so we really could have used 2 days at the Magic Kingdom easily. We could have used 2 days at Hollywood Studios. So they were just things that we just didn't get to, but it was enough to make Kendra and Deanna want to come back again with us later. So
good.
Yeah. Awesome. So I kind of try to mute my dog as much as I could right now. He started barking out of nowhere and ran to the front door like somebody was there. Well, I knew he was a good watchdog. So I don't know. Maybe there was somebody there and ran away. Maybe there was just the wind, an animal. It could have been anything.
Amazon delivery.
Yeah. Barney's on it.
No. We're not expecting anything, but yeah, that's good to know that he's on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with my house and my dog. So, John, you were there recently.
I was there.
And you did not bring COVID home.
Yeah, what's going on, John? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
I'm a slacker. What can I say?
Thank God you didn't bring it
I
home.
don't go for the full experience, I guess.
Now, for both of you, what was like the one new thing you did that you can't wait to do it again, and the one thing you did that it was like, all right, I did it. If there was anything like that.
Well, I did something for the first time. I've been going to Walt Disney World for, let's see here, 37 years.
Wow.
And I went on the carousel for the first
That was
time
awesome.
in this trip.
Really? First time? Wow.
Every time I've, been interested in trying it before, there's always a long line, and I just have not felt like taking the time to do it. But we were there in the morning, half an hour after the park opened, and it was a 5-minute wait.
So did you take a horse away from a little girl or boy?
Cinderella's horse.
I heard crying. I didn't look back to see. So
I saw the video. It pushed a girl off of Cinderella's horse. We could ride on the back of Cindy.
yeah. Did I become? Did I become social media fodder? Okay.
There you go.
That is a great carousel. I rode it with my niece and nephew.
Mm-hmm.
You know the history on that carousel?
It's the oldest attraction in the park.
Yeah.
It is. Do you know where it came from?
Well, they say New Jersey, but it really wasn't from New Jersey. I think it was Pennsylvania.
Well,
No, you're going to tell me it was Detroit.
Philadelphia Toboggan Company, isn't it?
That's who built it.
Right. I don't know where I forget where it originated.
I heard it was from Michigan and Belle Isle.
I always heard East Coast.
Yeah, me too. What's the name of the carousel?
Philadelphia Toboggan. Oh, what's the name of the carousel?
Yeah.
The current
I'll just
name.
put Magic Kingdom Carousel.
Prince Philip's Regal Carousel.
Let's see what comes up here. Prince Charming Regal Carousel.
Oh, Prince Charming. I'm sorry. Prince Philip is Sleeping Beauty.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. History. No, that's the Magic Kingdom version. Where'd it come from? Talk amongst yourselves while I'm looking at
It probably was in multiple locations before.
Maybe.
It was in Walt Disney World. Yeah. Some of those carousels have been around for a long time. We have one that's over 100 years here in Hershey.
It's amazing that it's still running.
Oh yeah, and it may even be the same. May even be the same manufacturer.
I know there was a place in Buffalo too that they used to make carousel horses.
I don't know that they make a lot of carousels in Florida.
I thought Cosmic Rewind. It was the first time that I did Cosmic. I cannot wait to ride it.
What?
72 wooden. Okay, so the Liberty originally had a 60-foot platform, 72 wooden horses, 4 chariots and sleighs, 99 seats for passengers, and whatever this means, 5 abreast. It
was 5 deep.
5 across.
Yeah,
5 deep.
It was moved to Olympic Park in Irvington, New Jersey, and in 1967, the Walt Disney Company purchased it. And it was originally built by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company in 1917.
Hold on. So the Magic Kingdom version.
That was the Magic Kingdom version.
It says the Magic Kingdom. I'm looking at a Wikipedia of it as well. Built in 1970, originally known as Liberty Carousel, delivered to Belle Isle Park in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So I must have. Mine said California, shipped to California. So I was looking at the Disneyland one.
Yeah,
you're looking at Disneyland. Okay.
Yeah, it had to be. I already got out of it, so
because it got moved to Olympic Park in Irving, New Jersey, and then in '67, Walt Disney.
He just missed that step.
I missed that. Yeah. I took the Evelyn Wood speed reading class and failed.
There you go.
So it was Michigan and New Jersey.
And then New Jersey, yep.
And built in Pennsylvania.
I told you, Philadelphia Toboggan Company.
So we were all right. We all had different pieces of the story.
That's right.
There we go.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yep.
So Lottie's answer to what she can't wait to do again is my answer to your other question. What do you never want to do again? I was happy and excited for the first minute of the ride, and it went downhill from there.
Oh no!
Wait, are you talking about Cosmic Rewind?
Yep.
I'm sure he is.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
What happened?
I can't control the things that make me nauseous, and I love doing Space Mountain. I don't mind the ups and downs. I'm fine with Expedition Everest. I'm fine with Mission Space. I can't do Tower of Terror. I'm fine with the Star Tours, but when you combine the turning of the vehicle while it's racing on the track, that's what makes me nauseous. So I did it one time. I got to hear I ran by a flock of seagulls, and when it was done, I ran and didn't look back.
Well, John, you've done it one more time than I will ever do it.
One more time than Stuart.
Yeah. I'm never doing that attraction because I know I'll get
butter smooth, man. It just glides.
I don't disagree.
I'll ride it again.
I
did not feel jerked or anything in that.
No.
I thought it wasn't good for your back.
No, Space Mountain's worse for my back than
I don't mind jerky motions. It's if it makes me feel nauseous or dizzy. That's the stuff that I can't take. And up and down, multiple times like Tower of Terror, or moving fast and switching back and forth left to right, it just did me in.
And we know Kirk can't wait to try it again and again and
again and again and again. I heard it straighten right back out for me.
It was amazing. I wish I'd known where the pictures were, and somebody should have told me to take my glasses off, because the picture is me. The kids are like having a blast. You can see the joy on their faces, but my picture is me holding onto my glasses because they're gonna go.
So they don't fall off.
Prescription. I can't lose them.
Yes, right. Not that I didn't have another pair, but goodness.
Contacts.
Stuart, I did get to do something that I've never heard of another Walt Disney World guest doing. Not to say they haven't, but I just haven't heard. So when you're in Disney World and you're in queues, or you're encouraged to touch the
touch
different
everything.
Touch everything, because it's a prop, it's whatever.
No, I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, and then you clean your hands after you're done.
Yeah.
Well, so there's different things, like in Hollywood Studios, you pull on the rope outside of Indiana Jones, and you can hear somebody yelling down the bottom of the well. But so we're in Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry, not Guardians of the Galaxy. Rise of the Resistance, and we are outside the detention cell waiting in line, and I see controls on the wall. I said, I'm going to start playing with those. Well, there was one button that said reset, and I pushed it, and I could see the astonishment on the First Order officer's face, and I reset that part of the attraction, and we had to wait till it booted back up.
Oh no!
You're lucky you didn't go for a walk.
John, I'm very proud of you for admitting it. And what did Disney give you a timeout for that?
She gave me all kinds of admonishments and tried to make me,
Wow.
The butt of ridicule for all of the other people there riding experiencing the Rise. But She made me feel small, that's for sure.
Did she call you out as a rebel spy? You are a rebel spy.
And she didn't give me enough credit to call me a rebel spy.
Why would they have that like in
Yeah.
of
Not covered.
yeah, we expect interactivity. That just seems weird that something like that would
I-
You know, now I understand why we always have to wait to ride the ride.
Yeah,
Because I
there-
wonder
there-
how many other people push that button then.
because there's a
Well-
bunch of Johns that are pressing those buttons.
Well, you know what? If you go to a Run Disney race, there's Johns all over the place.
This
boy.
is true. Lottie
No,
and
that
I
is-
know that one.
You know what? The next time I go to Disney's Hollywood Studios, if you're there, John, do me a favor, get online an hour or so before we press that button so everybody has to leave the line. I'll just wait a few minutes.
you got to take a picture pushing the button.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I should have become, Instagram famous by putting a video up, and
Oh golly. Oh.
maybe I
They
wouldn't
didn't
have
ban
my
you from the
arrest
parks for
anymore.
life?
Yeah, right. Mhm.
Yeah.
You went on the Ratatouille ride about a month and a half ago by chance, were you? When Stuart and I were delayed an extra hour, almost hour and a half,
I
because
haven't found-
something happened and there was a meltdown. Were
It
you
was
playing with the
John
mice?
pressing a button.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't found those buttons yet. Well, actually, they're at the podium where the cast member is controlling things. Well, when you're in Rise of the Resistance, you move from one part of the attraction to another, and they
John
try to
pressed
make
the button.
they make it an immersive experience. So having a podium there with a cast member pushing buttons doesn't make sense. You have a first order officer, and
A 2-year-old knows better.
Was it labeled?
3-year-old couldn't have reached the button.
It was labeled, but who the heck would have thought that it would have been an active button?
So next time you see a button that says eject, press that.
Well, my first clue should have been, which would have been too late anyway, is when you push the button, it actually pushed. It wasn't, just solid
Stuck.
and didn't move.
Oh
Well, it's
yeah.
too late then.
I will bet
That's
you.
what I said. It was too
I
late.
will bet you Disney has those mesh gates in front of those buttons now with a lock.
Yeah,
The cover
that's
over the
100
top of it.
You were straight around it now.
I'll let you know when I go to the parks with my family in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Just tell them not to press the buttons.
Yeah, don't press this button.
So John shuts down the park and they let him stay. I have a tripod that maybe 6 inches too tall, and they asked me to leave for a stupid tripod. I didn't shut any attractions down. Oh, unbelievable.
And that's a good reminder. That's a good reminder when you're going into the parks. If it's going to rain and you brought your bumper chute, make sure you hold it out in front of you when you walk through security.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got called off to the side because I left and I haven't brought an umbrella into the parks in a long time, and I knew to do it, but I left it in the bottom of my bag, and I got called off to the side, and it really slows you down.
So you press
Just a
button.
reminder.
You didn't take your umbrella. What else did you do?
He's a rebel, I'm telling you. He's not this nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a rebel.
My kids kept forgetting to do that. My kids always take an umbrella to the park, and they're in their backpacks, and we've told them over and over again, we're getting out of the car, we're taking a picture of where we parked, we're getting on the tram, we're going to take your umbrella out, hold it in front of you,
Hit
go through
somebody in the head
security. They never do it, and then we always got to get pulled over to the side. Somebody always forgets.
with it. Wow.
I get pulled over to the side, I think, because of the buttons on my bag too.
Well, to keep them away from me, I'll push them.
Yes.
Oh,
My son got pulled over the side in his pocket. It lit up on his pocket. Because if you ever see the video screen that they're looking at, it'll show you where it is that they think it's at. It was his headphones.
Oh.
He had his headphones in his pocket, just wireless headphones. It set it off. I'm like, it's your headphones, Tyler. He's like, oh my God.
oh boy. So what did we learn tonight? Lottie
Umbrellas.
had a great vacation despite having to deal with some dietary and mobility issues. And John John, words do not describe what you did on your last trip.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lottie. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to add to the list.
There you go.
Headphones, umbrellas, cans of sunscreen,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
the battery packs. You know, the large,
Yes.
Oh
the
yes.
extra large battery packs for your phone. Hold them out in front of you.
Yeah.
Some of the water bottles too. The
metal ones.
the metal ones.
Yeah.
Refillable ones, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I rarely take my battery pack to the park because I'm not there all day, but I did when my brother was here, and we didn't get stopped going through. I had him in the front pocket of my shorts, and I was fine going through.
Kyle had 2 of them, but they were stacked together.
That'll do
So
it.
that's probably why his
Too much.
went off.
So I thought we learned tonight that Lottie is doing solo trips from now on.
Well, I did hear that.
You learned that one too. Yep.
Oh, did you just come to that realization on the show?
No, I knew it as I was getting on the plane going home.
All right.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you guys would like to add about your recent trips? Either one of you? John, you didn't really say much about your trip, other than you were a scoundrel.
Yeah,
And
well,
blacklisted.
There's something, a couple of observations about Genie Plus and Lightning Lane that I'd like to share. Just quickly, but a reminder: if you do use Genie Plus, you can use it in more than one park in a day. In fact, we used Genie Plus for Lightning Lane in 3 parks in one day.
Hmm.
And something else, and this depends on what your preferences are and how tenacious you are, but we were able to get 3 of the toughest attractions in Walt Disney World in June when they were already out for the day. So we were able to get Slinky Dog Dash, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Frozen Ever After in the middle of the day till late in the day, even after they were already out for the day. And it takes a little bit of patience, but there's a way in the app that you and here is the way that I did it to refresh.
Well, let me stop you there for a second.
Okay.
Folks, if you don't want to hear this trick because John hacked into the system. No, go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
So you go to Rise of the Resistance, and there's a button you can push to get.
And that resets everything. It resets the app. That's
Yeah,
it.
you find this screen built into the wall and all these controls in the app. So if you would go into an attraction that is already out of availability for the day, you can't. So if you go to the tip board, you can't touch the attraction, or you can't touch the Lightning Lane part of it to bring up the opportunity to look for it. But if you use the magnifying glass to search for the attraction you want, it'll bring it up, and there will be an LL button there on the screen. Touch the LL, and it'll come back and say it. Most of the times it'll say not available. If you touch the back arrow up in the left-hand corner, it'll go back to the attraction page again, the LL. You can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth pretty quickly. And by doing that, I did that a number of times to get these hard to get attractions. So if you really want to get an attraction, it's an option for you.
A computer bot must have said, "I'm tired of this guy going back and forth, and we'll just let him in."
Well, and so we the same thing with the Jungle Cruise, which is very popular right now. We were in line for Peter Pan, which I had gotten a similar way, in line for Peter Pan, and after we had gone through the turnstiles, Jungle Cruise popped up 5 minutes in the future. So just that quick. So one of the things you have to be careful about, though, is you can't have another Lightning Lane or Genie Plus attraction booked, because you can only book one at a time.
You can only do one at a time.
So that's one of the things you have to remember. But if you, and one time I had to try for 20 minutes till it popped up. But if you're eating a snack and taking a break, or you've got to walk somewhere to the parking lot or out of the parking lot or whatever, if you've got the time and you really want to see an attraction, you can do it. We got Remy 3 times on our trip that way when it was already sold out for the day.
Well,
Wow.
now that glitch is going to be fixed on the next update of the Genie.
Well, you were able to do that before with FastPass Plus. The app was different, and how you would refresh it was different. But that's the way that I was able to use the app and keep getting it refreshed, and was able to get quite a bit that way. So just a couple of findings. We got 3 lightning lanes in 3 different parks in one day, and getting some of these tough ones. Again, if you want to take the time, you never know what's going to pop up out of the blue.
I'm guessing that didn't work well on Cosmic Rewind, though.
Well, Cosmic Rewind doesn't have Genie Plus.
Oh, you're right. It's strictly the
individual lightning
virtual
lane.
queue.
Yeah, but what I would
right.
say though is it should be similar. So, well, people aren't going to cancel that though. So if they paid for it, they're not going to cancel it.
No.
So you're not going to have availability popping up, unless Disney releases additional spots for the day.
I swear my house is like Grand Central Station tonight. But
Right? I was just thinking that. Normally it's my dog's ringing a doorbell.
Party at Stewart's house. What's going on down there?
yeah, two dogs here right now.
There you go.
News at 11.
Yeah. So anyway, just a couple of things I wanted to share about Lightning Lane.
Nice.
I got a quick one. So we were riding Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, and right before, right as you go down the hallway with the water squishing on the side, you get in front of
Goofy.
Peglet Pete.
Oh.
Pete. And he's got the jackhammer. Our ride vehicle stopped. And so we sat there for a minute, and then the lights came on. And we sat there for a minute more, and we heard them over the speakers saying that someone would be, that the ride was down and someone would be available to come in and get us out of the ride vehicle and walk us back up to the front. It's called an in-show exit. Charlotte, my little Disney trivia queen, like she literally could go on the road with Lou. She just beamed. That is the exciting part. The most exciting part of her trip was she got an in-show exit, and to be able to walk through like the city scene and the scene with the tornado and the area that changes between the lots of vegetation and then it goes to water. These sets are incredibly simple. It's the lighting and the projection that make the attraction. To see everything with the lights on, to walk through it, and to be able to touch the posters on the wall in the carnival area, it was just amazing.
Fun.
No pictures were allowed though. I really wanted to take pictures.
Yeah.
I know someone who does a lot of the lightning, and well, I shouldn't say a lot. Does lighting on the attractions. Has helped out with fireworks. I'm not going to mention his name because I think he'll be embarrassed by this if he hears it. But he is a brilliant person when it comes to designing, and Disney is very lucky to have him.
While you were down there, Lottie, there was at one point where you could have actually been going through Space Mountain with the lights on. Imagine how she would have freaked out for that.
She would have freaked out.
She would have loved it. It's awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, like the walls, it just looked like someone had stapled dark insulation to the wall. It wasn't even neat.
No,
it didn't need to be.
Right, and then as you're going through the attraction, you don't see any of this stuff. When they add the lighting and you're you can't even tell what's going on. But when you're walking through there, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. How you holding up, Lottie?
I'm good.
Okay, good. John, how are you holding up? Don't hit a reset button, please.
She's got the adrenaline rush going.
But so long as you keep all the hate mail to yourself when it comes in.
Yeah. By the way, anything that John did that he should not have done, this show does not approve of,
Don't condone
nor
it.
do any of
Yeah.
the people on the show. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to think here. Oh, God, it's like my train of thought is like all over the place here.
Okay, here's a question. Did you guys use the pools at all when you were at the resort?
We didn't get a chance to.
Well, we for our Disney portion of the trip, because there were 7 of us, we had a house off property.
Okay.
And so we had a pool at the house that we used almost every day. And then there was the pool at Aventura Bay that the kids used the first night, but that was it.
Okay. How was your house off property? Did you enjoy it?
It was nice. I mean, it was a little bit further away than I anticipated. My Google Maps skills are apparently lacking. But we had more people coming. There were supposed to be 15 of us on this trip, but we had quite a few people, for personal reasons, not be able to go as of like May 1st. And so I wasn't going to pay for, extra rooms if we didn't need them. So I kind of ended up being stuck with whatever was left over. And so it was a little further away, but it was close to a Publix, close to some fast food restaurants.
There's
So
a
it wasn't
Publix on every
bad.
corner down here. It's
There's
like
so many of them.
north.
There were so many of them. Yeah. But no, it was the house was fine. It served its purpose. It just was a little further away from the parks than we wanted.
Okay.
Now, both of you had very different trips. John, you were there with your wife Kelly, and Lottie, you were there with the Brady Bunch.
Very much.
Did you find John, did you find that you had a relaxing trip? And Lottie, did you find that it was just like go, go, go combat style wherever you went? Especially since you had a couple of first timers to the parks.
That's why I ended up with the wheelchair and the ECV, because we were moving around so much and back and forth across the park that my ankle had swollen up pretty badly. I think if it had just been a trip with our family, it would have been a lot less rushed.
Yeah, and John, you were very comfortable being able to take your time and knowing you've seen a lot and done a lot of these things. You've had some new experiences, and you'll be back again.
Right. Yeah, that's the benefit of having gone for 37 years. But one of the things that we did on this trip that I'm glad that we did in June. So it was a hot week. It was 95, 97. The sun was beating down. But all of the sit down meals we had were scheduled for lunch. And that was perfect. Because you're around in the park for a while in the morning. It's hot. You move from attraction to attraction. You get into some air conditioning sometimes. Having that break at lunchtime to sit down in a sit-down restaurant in the air conditioning without moving around really made a big difference. It broke the day up. It helped us to keep sane. So we've never really done the summer months before. We've never been there in June before. And we've never been there in July or August, but we found ways to manage through the heat, and that was one of the things that really helped us is doing the sit down lunch, including sci-fi dining, by the way.
Right.
Was it a late lunch, like around 12 or 1, or was it later in the afternoon?
We did anywhere from 12 o'clock to 1:30.
How'd you like the new menu at Sci-Fi Dining?
I don't remember what they had before, but I found something that I liked to eat. We each had a milkshake, which the milkshakes were good, and we each had something good. I don't remember what is on the menu from one time to the next.
Okay. So you have the ability to go anytime you want, pretty much, to Disney, but you've chose to go this year during spring break. or the end of spring break, and when schools are out. Why?
Well, both of them were because
I know.
of a cruise.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
now this one was supposed to be one of the inaugural cruises on the Wish. And we all know that the inaugural cruises got moved back into July. We
Mhm.
already had the BBC dates booked, so moving them around was not easy. So we just decided to go, and I'm glad we did.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm glad you did too, because it was nice meeting up with you.
Oh, it was great to meet up with you, Michelle, with Darlene. We saw some other friends of ours down there who were down there. Actually, they were going to be on the cruise as well, and they were there for 2 weeks because they haven't been to Disney World in a few years.
Yeah. Yeah, always nice.
Yeah, I heard after DHS, your wife just wanted to do a solo trip now, something like that. Did I read that on Facebook
I'm
somewhere?
not going to let her talk to Lottie.
Girls trip.
She still puts up with me after 37 years.
Oh, I mean, she's got so much stuff on you now that you can use. When you guys are at a party, oh my
We
God.
have so much on
That's
John that
true.
we can use. Oh boy.
The stories of the 4th of July party. There'd be a fly on that wall.
Yeah. All right. I think that's gonna do it for us. Do either one of you have anything to add before we leave for the night? And does anybody have any other questions they'd like to ask Lottie or John? All right. I appreciate you sharing all that most of the information, John. Everybody be safe. I think we're going to be, our schedule's been messed up. I think next week we're going to be on Tuesday and Thursday at the normal, we'll record at the normal times. The week after that, probably not. But I hope everybody stays safe, has a wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend and day. Remember what we're celebrating and why, and just be kind to everybody and appreciative of family, friends, and what we've been able to take it granted for in this country for so many years. You know, we've come a long way. We've got a long way to go. Let's not go backwards. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you real soon.
Well, since I can't go on Guardians of the Galaxy anymore, I have to say, and I ran so far away. Be good, be kind, be here next week.
If you've ever dreamed of living near Disney, Victor Nowacki is the realtor for you, specializing in all the communities surrounding Disney World. New construction, resale, second homes, and retirement. Just visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com to search homes for all of Victor's social media links. Have a magical night, stay safe, and be safe on the 4th of July.
Oh, usually I don't say anything at this point. I'm sorry. I'm back to say something. I forgot. We're not going to be recording next Tuesday night. So the next 2 weeks schedule is going to be a little off again. I apologize for that. All right, everybody, be safe. Enjoy the 4th.